score isn't 6 or 7-1 and it's 6-3. And that might actually be a good thing. It's like, yeah, we've had a great result. We're top of the table, but we can't let that happen again, because at one stage we're all sitting here thinking, if Tottenham score here from a corner or something, it goes 5-4. But I thought Liverpool were outstanding. And I think if you're watching your Chelsea or your Arsenal, you look at that, you think, oh, you know, these are going to take some stopping.
Were you entertained, Les?
As a Tottenham fan, no, I wasn't, to be honest. And listen, I know Tottenham, when you look at this Tottenham side, the two main centre-halves and the goalkeeper are missing. But I don't want to take anything away from Liverpool and how well they played. They are absolutely fantastic. And as you said, I'm sitting here watching them live, and I'm thinking, wow, these look like the heir to the throne against some pretenders.
Spurs pretenders. They're going to leave everyone trailing.
The rest of the league sit up and take notice. Just how good were Liverpool today?
Well, we were quite good in front, but defensively, I think we need to improve as a team, not just individual. But consider 3 goals is quite hard, and I think Virgil and Ali will speak better than me in that. But yeah, it's quite a good result, and hopefully we just keep going.
Did you always know, coming here with the types of games they've had, particularly recently, that it might be that sort of crazy type of match?
Yeah, I think we expected the way they played, just like they opened the game and they enjoy the football. As you can see, the game is really tough physically and also mentally. You have to be always in the game. So, yeah, I'm glad that we managed to win the game.
Why is it that type of game with them? Is it a lot to do with how they press and try to be aggressive, but it also gives you space the other end?
They have the way they play, that they don't change it much. It's quite intensity, and you can see City come here struggle. Some other team come here struggling, but I'm glad that we managed to win the game, because they really play a very intense game.
So 2 goals, also an assist. It means you're the first player in Premier League history to get to 10 goals and 10 assists before Christmas. I feel like every time I interview there's some sort of record, but that means something to you?
Of course. I didn't think about it before the game, to be fair, but I'm glad that I've done it a few times. So yeah, something make me happy and proud. I'll just keep working hard.
And maybe more important than that, well, actually, definitely more important than that, you're now 4th on the all-time list of Liverpool goal scorers. Now, that must mean something.
Of course, it's something great to achieve. It's such a big club like Liverpool. But again, the most important thing is we won the game, and to have that achievement is great.
How high can you get on that list? I had a little look before you walked in. Ian Rush is, I think it's 117 away. I mean, you need to stay a bit longer, to be honest. But
I don't know how he scored that many goals, to be fair. I think the football in that time was quite 7 against 7. It wasn't really 11 against 11, but he's a great legend for the club, and we have a good contact. So whatever I'm going to end my career with, I'm happy about it. So let's see.
I'm just going to ask you this. Is there any update on your situation, Mo?
No.
Nothing you can say.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much.
The most successful team in this country. We've had some legendary players, and he's right up there with the best.
And you also had him, I think, as one of your best attacking players in Premier League history. We did that last Monday. Do you remember?
Week, yeah. It might get
what did you have him as, number 3?
All the Salah fans back on my side now, maybe, but we'll see. But no, listen, him, the goalkeeper, and I think Virgil van Dijk, not just this season, since they've come in, they've completely transformed what Liverpool are. And every season you go into it now thinking Liverpool can compete in terms of challenging for the Premier League and challenging for the Champions League.
Jamie, what do you think we learnt about Liverpool today?
The difficulty when you try to analyse a game when you watch Tottenham is you're playing against the back four. When you look at Tottenham's back four with Dragus and Archie Gray, I felt really sorry for Archie Gray. He's 18. He's played right back for Leeds at times, but predominantly a central midfield player. He gets exposed to playing against one of the best front threes in European football. You know, Dragusan is you think is more of a centre back. You got left back it hasn't played a lot of football, so it wasn't their best back four. But what Liverpool did is they just exploited it, exposed every single weakness that they had. It was absolutely incredible. It was relentless at times. The amount of chances, the big chances they had to score, they could have scored 10 goals with ease today, and they just made Spurs look so inadequate. And I think we're talking about a stat that Spurs have lost by more than 1 goal in the Premier League this season. Yeah. Until today, I had no idea. That's an incredible stat. But still, to put the level in and the intensity and the opportunities that Liverpool threw up was just amazing. And the intensity, Jamie said it, they're a scary proposition right now, and if they can keep this going at this level, they're going to be incredibly hard to stop.
Did you feel a bit sorry for Spurs? Certainly their defenders.
Yeah, I certainly did. And you know what? Spurs, at the start of the season, we were talking about them being a top 4 side. And okay, they've had the injuries and they've had a few problems, like a lot of teams this season. But if you want to be up there challenging the Liverpools and the Man Cities and the Arsenals and the Chelseas, they saw today what it's about. They saw today what that's all about.
Which is what?
They're a long way away from it at the moment, you know, and that's no disrespect. Andrew's got a lot to do. They have entertained this season at times. We've come here and they've played some outstanding football when they've got their best first 11. When they haven't got their first 11, then they're a pretty average side.
I think the problem from them is most managers find them really entertaining as well.
Yeah, I mean,
Opposition, that is.
what Arnie was saying,
that's the problem.
What Arnie was saying at the beginning, like, you know, they're attacking football, they're great, they're this, that and the other, because he knew what he was coming there to do. He knew what he was coming up against, and he knew the opportunities that Liverpool would get to that.
That press conference from Slot on Friday was hilarious. I mean, people thought he was defending Postecoglou. I don't believe that for 1 minute. Like he was actually.
There is a managers' union, Jamie.
I know, but listen, but I actually thought he went too far. It was too obvious. You know, he was desperate for Tottenham to play exactly the same way as they played against Manchester United, and they did. And Liverpool could have scored 10. So what he said in that press conference, honestly, everyone I spoke to, Liverpool supporters, it was obvious.
But you all said it. You all said it before the game. He's not going to change.
No, he's absolutely not. But I think that, and he gets a lot of stick, and we're all in for him at the moment. And some of the things, his decisions he makes, I'm amazed that when he stands in his technical area, that maybe he doesn't just tweak it and say to Pedro Porro, "Look, hold on, we'll just hang on to what we got here. Let's get to half time." Or it was Jed Spencer in that first half that goes running out into areas. Let's just get to 2-1. We've won the lottery. We're in this game still. So they're the little tweaks that he has to make. But I also think the players have to take some responsibility as well. There are certain times in the game when you see things are happening that you go, okay, maybe we've got a really inexperienced back four. Maybe as a midfield player, I won't go charging out. Maybe if someone runs into the box, I might stop him and I might track him rather than putting pressure on an 18-year-old Archie Gray. The first goal's a great example of it. You know, I think that perhaps Sarr really could have done a little bit more just to help his defence. Yes, it's world-class delivery. Yes, it's a fantastic header. But these are the little details that you have to do as a midfield player. They work it really well. They get it out to, you know, Trent Alexander-Arnold, who's got that wand of a right foot. The delivery is incredible. It's absolutely unstoppable. But one thing that happens here, Basuma has got Diaz there, then Papsar comes into the picture. Now, that now becomes your man. Do not let him wander into the box, because you can see Dragassan's got a man, you can see Archie Gray's got a man. As a midfield player, that's your responsibility. Track him, follow him, and make sure that this doesn't happen. Because once Trent's on the ball, you also have to acknowledge the man that's on the ball is one of the best in the world at doing that. I blame him. I blame Sarr. He's got to identify that and track him, because that delivery is unbelievable. If he goes with him, he can make it get a body on it, and it might make a difference.
Still a brilliant header.
Absolutely. It's a great header. You know, when we're sitting here talking about making tweaks, we're not saying to Postecoglou, listen, you've got to be more defensive, you've got to be this, that. We're just saying that there's obviously obvious errors that are occurring week in, week out. And from times, it was one pass and Liverpool were in, one ball and Liverpool was in. That can't be right if you're trying to win games of football. I know you want to play on that front foot and you want to be attacking, and we're not saying don't be attacking, but it's costing you at the moment.
Was that the issue? Was it more a case of today of Liverpool's quality just being too much for Spurs?
Yeah, I think Liverpool were excellent today, and it felt like a statement performance, a performance of champions-elect, if you like. And I go back to what Liverpool did a few years ago at Leicester when they went on to win the title. And we were watching the game up here, they were so dominant, but even at 1-0, you're thinking they need the second goal just to give them that little bit of a buffer. So this was a really important goal, it just being complete domination from minute 1 to 36, and that was the first time they had that real bit of breathing space. But yeah, listen, it could have been anything today, and in some ways the scoreline really flatters Tottenham. It's probably one when you get out, you get home, if you're a player and think that could be an awful lot worse.
Spurs goal was a surprise, wasn't it, before half-time?
It was, and as the time it came in, like I said, Liverpool was so dominant at the time. Ball just comes in there, and McAllister was a loose on his touch there, and you know, Kulusevski closes him down. Madison gets this, and you think, wow, against the run of play, Tottenham scored a goal here. What they need to do is, 31st minute, let's just keep it tight. Let's go in, let's get to the bell, at 2-1, and then we'll go in and we'll have a chat about it.
What does that actually look like? Well, we've referenced it a couple of times. What does that mean in the 5 minutes after this goal goes in?
You just got to keep it tight. You just got to say, we've got ourselves back into the game against the one that played. Let's make sure we don't give something away here.
Well, look at this. Look at your left back going to prep. You don't do that. You stay at left back. Archie gets strapped across. Dragason's in no man's land. And before you know it, it's 3v2. It's situations like that. That doesn't mean don't be attacking, as Les is saying. It means use your brain.
Is that though the manager saying, look, we could go 2-2 before half-time?
No, but
if he wins it there.
He shouldn't be. Because if anyone's going to score another goal and you continue playing like that, it's Liverpool. You need to make sure you get in at half-time, at 2-1, and then go from there. Because Tottenham had been absolutely battered. To make that decision as a left-back, and don't forget, it's not on the other side, it's on the side where the manager is as well. Now, you could say he's just made a decision. He's just done it. But if your manager's been there for 18 months, those messages must be getting passed every single day. So if situations like that have happened in the past, he's maybe saying, yeah, do that. That's what I want you to do. That message is not in his head. That's not what he should do. He's never getting there. He's got to run 40 yards. He leaves a young 18-year-old kid at the back. You've got to look after the kid. He's not even a centre-back. He's 18. You do that. A minute before and after, it's absolutely unbelievable. It's what we saw the other day.
Do you know what he does here? He forces Trent Alexander to play that pass. Because if he doesn't make that run in there, Arnold turns and he's got a little bit of time. But because he does that, he's now under pressure. He's just cleared his lines here. Dragason's too far away, doesn't make it, and the ball's in the back of your head.
And the other thing is as well, you've got to remember that this back four, it played together on Thursday night. It never plays together. So you can't say that, well, they've been coached to do that because they haven't had any time to be coached. Since
but that's
Thursday,
the mentality of the team, though.
Yes, I know.
But the fullbacks to get
this is what we're trying to say. That there comes a time in the game when you just use your football intelligence and you just say, and somebody on that pitch has to just say, okay, let's just stay calm for a bit.
They haven't got people like that on the pitch.
I know they haven't, but it's not. But that's where somebody has to do that because that can't be worked on. Because Jed Spence predominantly plays on the right and he's playing on the left in this situation. He's just taken that decision upon himself. That's not. The manager's not told.